Good evening, everyone. The NMU football team accidentally pulled off a Singer Paula Abdul on defense last weekend at Texas Permian Basin. One step forward and two steps back. The Falcons were able to exploit areas of the Wildcats defense that McKendree could not do in week one. The Green and Gold host Davenport for homecoming Saturday. 2 years ago, Davenport had one win overall. Last season, 6-5 overall and 3-5 in the conference. Panthers head coach Sparky McEwen knows what he's doing, which gives NMU head coach Kyle Nystrom enough headaches. But now Nystrom is worried about silly penalties that took place at Permian Basin.
I mean, we had penalties like we were getting paid to get penalties. We had 13 penalties, and that's unacceptable. And a lot of those penalties, the majority of them were line of scrimmage penalties, and we can't have that. I can kind of tolerate the effort penalties that show up, but when you've got way too many penalties on legal procedure, taking too much time on the clock, and getting, delay a game, and offsides, and all those kinds of, line of scrimmage penalties, that's got to clean up.
Kickoff from the Superior Dome Saturday is 1 o'clock for homecoming. Michigan Tech visits Saginaw Valley State at 1 o'clock, and Finlandia has its third straight home game, this time against Concordia Chicago, also at 1 p.m. The Michigan Tech Department of Athletics will name the newly renovated football facility in honor of the Curley family prior to the homecoming game against Grand Valley State September 28th. The Curleys have combined to produce an NCAA playoff appearance, 3 Northern Intercollegiate Championships, 2 Great Lakes Intercollegiate Athletic Conference titles, and 13 All-American players. In fact, there have been 15 teams that have won 7 or more games, and 9 have been coached by the Curleys. Ted led the Huskies as head coach from 1969 through 72, an overall record of 29-7, including 3 consecutive 8-1 seasons and 3 conference championships. They'll also be celebrating the 1969 team at their 50th reunion next weekend. Tom Curley was Tech's head coach for 11 seasons, 70-44, guided the Huskies to the playoffs in 2014, and won a North Division title in 2012. The Western Collegiate Hockey Association has announced its preseason polls. You're looking at the coaches poll. Not a whole lot of difference from the media poll. Minnesota State #1 in both, 9 first place votes and a total of 90 points. The fun is in the middle, where Bemidji State, NMU, Michigan Tech, and Lake Superior State are within 5 points of each other, with NMU, Tech, and Lake State 4th, 5th, and 6th. In the media poll, Northern's 3rd, Tech is 4th, the Lake Superior State is still 6th. Michigan Tech opens the season on the road in the first weekend of October at Robert Morris, and the Wildcats get going the second weekend of October with Michigan State. Phil Ballou of the Wildcats is named an all preseason WCHA player on defense. Finlandia football is looking to continue building this week as they head into the 3rd game of the season. While the scores may not reflect close contests, the Lions' first 2 games had solid first quarter play, holding opponents to 10 points and scoring 7. It's the second quarter that's been giving the Lions trouble, allowing 21 points the first week against Concordia, Wisconsin, and 31 last weekend against Ripon.
I'm really emphasizing the second quarter this week to my guys. Because even the week before that, we didn't play well in the second quarter, and it's usually a penalty issue and a block punt issue on special teams. So I really think it's a mental thing where all of a sudden they're competing and then they almost become complacent with it, that, oh, look, we can compete with these guys, and then all of a sudden feel that they could take a little break. So that's a coaching moment, that's a discipline issue we'll take care of.
Finlandia is home this weekend and entertaining Concordia of Chicago at McAfee Field. Game time Saturday, 1 o'clock. Turning to high school tennis, Menominee made the drive north today to take on Negaunee. You're looking at the first doubles, and that's a point for the Negaunee duo of Morgan Carlson and Caitlin Lammy against Megan Francoeur and Melina Lavia. And Francoeur is going to get a winning shot here as Negaunee's unable to play it, but the Miners won this match 6-1 and 6-1. Over at first singles, Lily Nelson serving for Negaunee to Jana Nolde, and Nolde was ready to pounce on that return with that wind blowing into Nelson's face. Now she has to serve a little bit harder, and it works. Noli not able to put that one away, and she wishes she did. Noli did win the match, though, in 3 sets, 6-3 in the third, and Negaunee took the team score 7-1. Marquette defeated both Menominee, finishing a match, and Munising today 8-0.